So, morning YouTube. You find us on a kind of happy and a kind of sad day. So, we're on the outskirts of Taunton, and we are on the last ride on the mighty Africa Twin. So I made the decision that I just wasn't getting on with it. I don't know why. I love the bike. It's a fantastic bike, but it is, for me, it's a bit like riding a giant motocrosser. So, and if I was doing more off-road stuff, then great, but I'm really not. So what I want is still something on the adventure bike line, but something that's just a little bit more refined, a little bit more road focused, and maybe a little quicker. So a lot of you are probably already halfway there as to what we're going to get next. You'll have to stick around to find out. But it's been test ridden, loved it, ticked all the boxes. We'll see where we go from there. Still on the hunt to find that forever bike that's just the one that clicks. But it's a lovely day. A lovely day. So it poured with rain on the test ride, but hey. So a quick boot down the M5. So I'll catch up with you a little bit later when we get a little bit nearer to the dealership. Well, here we are. About 2 miles away from saying goodbye to the Africa Twin. Doesn't really feel like I've had it that long. We've had a few adventures. We've been to Wales twice. We've had a scoot around North Devon. But as I said, just not felt bonded, so to speak. Not felt like it was me. That's nothing against the bike. The Africa Twin's a fantastic bike. It's got to suit you, the bike. It's got to fit you. You've got to feel right with it, and I haven't. So I had a DCT before, and I thought maybe it was the DCT that was upsetting me. So I changed to this one, which is a manual, and it's the Adventure Sport. It's got the bigger tank. It's got fantastic range, and but wasn't to be. Ooh, Butlins and South Somerset Railway. There's a few advantages to the dealership we're going to. One, it's not that far from where I live. Two, it's right opposite a cider farm, a big cider producer, Sheppey's cider. So it's right opposite Sheppey's cider, where they make that, grow that, and I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing to have a motorcycle dealership opposite a cider farm. I'm not really sure. But it also has a fantastic little cafe just outside the dealership. So once you found out where we're going, you want to get yourself down here, have a sausage sandwich, browse a few bikes. It's quite a nice way to while away a couple of hours. Here we are. Total Triumph. Anybody? Did anybody guess? Where'd I buy it? From GoPro. So there you go. Here we are now on board 2021 Triumph Tiger 1200. It's the Alpine edition, and it's a special edition from Total Triumph. So as well as the standard Alpine spec, which is the special paint and graphics and stuff, Total Triumph have taken it on themselves to up-spec it. So it's got all the usual thing: heated grips, electric screen, electronic suspension, all that sort of stuff. But they've added on engine bars, the full luggage, quick shifter, blipper. Just get past it. It's got hill hold, heated seats, and pillion seat. I think that's it for extras over the above spec. It's the Alpine edition, so it's got the Arrow exhaust fitted from the factory, and this is on Continental Trail Attack 3 tyres, not the OEM, which I think are the Metzeler Tourants. This is the new ride, hopefully the new long-termer. I test rode it and I love it. I love the triple engine, super smooth. You know, hopefully should be able to keep up with the GS boys that I'm out with quite often. It's going to take a while to get used to the shifter, quick shifter and stuff, because I've not really had one of those before. Whoops, mirrors. Mirrors are good though. Get used to where things like the indicators and stuff are. Yeah, probably need to get used to slowing down a bit as well, because yeah, much too. You just want to slow down just a little bit, because it is considerably pokier than the Africa Twin. So I need to watch that, because you look down and you go, oh hello, because I'm used to riding with the throttle pretty open. Let's see what we've got going on here. The nice thing about this bike over the Africa Twin is it's the overtaking acceleration. That's what I'm going to appreciate most, I think. I'm loving it already. It's so much more comfortable already. I've only done about 5 miles. It's got, you can take the screen down so it's not in front of the GoPro. Look at that. Here's a better view for you. One thing we didn't try or test drive was cruise control. Let's try this. I like that. I like the cruise control. That's really nice. You just sit there. That's going to be good on the motorway. You don't have to keep that twist on your wrists, which is going to be brilliant for me, because that's where I get most of my pain. Most of my pain comes from my wrists. Gonna have to work out where we're gonna fit the sat nav and phone. Where's the phone gonna go? It's gonna go down there, I suppose. Oh, it's gonna take a bit of getting used to this. But that's good though, and by the amount it leans over. So it feels, so I've got the seat on the lower position at the moment. It feels much more street stroke sports bike orientated than it does adventure bike. So the Africa Twin was very upright and was very much like I said, like a big motocross bike. This is much more refined. Much more refined. That triple hum. It's yeah. I had the old 955 Tiger. I loved that. I rode it to the south of France. That was a good bike. That was a comfortable bike. Hopefully this will be just as comfortable. No nod from the Harley. Does anyone else just not get nods from Harleys? Maybe it's just me. Maybe they don't like my face. Here's a question for you. You know, is Triumph becoming the Harley of Britain? I love a bit of branding. Triumph branding is so good. It's so strong. You could spend a lot of money in that Triumph shop without too much difficulty at all. You really could. This is where we get home to find out, obviously, that it doesn't fit through my garage door, which would be hilarious, because my garage door is quite narrow. The garage isn't narrow, but the garage is split, so it's only half a garage door. It is wider than a normal door. Well, the Africa Twin fitted through. This can't be wider than that, can it, surely? Maybe it is. Who knows? Only one way to find out. It's warm today again. 23 degrees. We have to go through the naming debacle. I'm trying to think of a name for this one, obviously. I'm favouring Tony at the moment. Tony the Tiger, for all those people of a certain age. Well, no, not even a certain age. He's still going, isn't he? Tony the Tiger, off the Frosties packet. What is your name? Tony! Fuck you, Tony! Yeah. I don't know. There isn't really a name that rhymes with Triumph. That'll give us Tony the Tiger, Harry the Enfield, and Wanda the Honda in the garage. Wanda Rebel. Wanda the Honda Rebel. Honda Rebel. However you want to say it, doesn't really matter. That is Mrs. Shady's bike, and she's called it Rhonda. So what do we think of the Triumph Tiger 1200 Alpine on the first ride? Well, it's not the first ride, obviously, because I test rode it. But riding it back home, I'm already loving it. It's smooth, it's quiet, it's comfortable. It's doing 61 miles to the gallon, the way I ride. And I'm really looking forward to getting into it, getting used to it. It's full of every sort of electronics you can think of. I'm looking forward to the fun of finding out where to mount my phone and my sat nav. But I'm sure we'll get to grips with that at some point. It's got considerably more power than the Honda, so I'm noticing that. It's all good. It's all good. This driver in the front is very dull. You're very dull, sir. He's just doing the speed limit. Speed limits are dull. I'm going to need to do the whole grip puppies scenario again, because these grips are far too thin. We'll get them crack-a-lacking. And what else? Yes! So you couldn't overtake like that on the Africa Twin. You needed more space. Like I said, it's going to take a while. I've only been on it for 20 minutes. I don't think it's that one. I think it's the next one. To be the next one. It's funny how you come to, even though I live around here, you come to rely on your sat-nav, don't you? You come to just that, the reassurance that you're in the right place, that you're going down the right road. So I haven't got it on today, so it's funny how you become insecure just because nothing's telling you you're right. Ooh. It's a warm one.